Ajá, ahorita vamos a ver. Welcome to the Push Power to Power Show. Good morning, everybody, man. I'm happy to be here with my friend Germán Aparicio. Did I get your name right, friend? Y en español, Germán Aparicio. Germán Aparicio. Espérense en un momento porque la cámara se acaba de ir. So, como quiera, nos están mirando aquí. De aquí estoy, como quiera, mirando todo. Ahí estamos. Ahí estamos. Ok. Estoy listo, estamos listos. Las luces y todo en acción. Me da mucho gusto de tener toda la gente que nos va a estar mirando ahora. Eso va a ser una entrevista fenomenal. And for my speaking English friends, this is going to be an amazing interview. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about the insurance, a little bit about I want to know a little bit about more about himself, about the aviation and stuff like that. I was reading his thing that he sent me, and I was like, aviation? I was like, wow, that is cool. I mean, like, I want to know a little bit about that. And then we get into a little bit of shenanigans, and here there is. It's all fun and games. It's about storytelling here in the podcast and the Push Power Show. I hope that y'all ready. I'm about to set up my intro, and y'all be ready, and let's go. And we are back. Woo! I hope y'all like the intro. And I love it. It's just a little piece of what the show is about. And I know we got somebody already said, I'm glad to hop on. Thank you, Mr. Jason Junior Llano, for being in here. The first one to say the comment before you put another comment. If you're watching it live, put number 1. You're going to watch the replay, put number 2. And let me know if y'all can hear us. I want to make sure that's the number one thing that we can be on, and then at the end of the day, we're like, hey, we didn't even hear the audio. I was like, no, man, just let me know right now that y'all can hear us perfectly. And I'm like, let's go. So let me know if you can hear us, Jason, or who is watching right now. Thank you. But we're back in the Push Power to Power Show, guys. Man, I'm happy to be here. It's Wednesday, the last week of October. I hope that y'all kicking some butt. This is the last week, and this is the last Wednesday of October, the 28th and of 2020. So I know a lot of things have been going on, and a lot of things, it's been hard struggles, not only for myself, but for everybody. So I hope everybody out there today, Wednesday, you're kicking somebody, whatever it is that you're doing, their goals, you're spending time with your family right now, or you're going out and you're being protected with your mask or anything. Make sure that you sit down and with your family, like, hey, what do we want? What do we prosper? What do we want to prosper for today? Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. And keep on the mentality that, like I said again, everybody's struggling. Everybody's going through all of this stuff together. So you got to think about, yourself. Sometimes it means selfish, but it's not selfish. You're thinking about yourself because you want to go to the next level. You want to go this, you want to go that. And that's perfectly fine. And if you don't have your family support, or you don't have nobody's support, man, you know that God has your support all the way, man. Either you believe or not, you best believe in something. There's a creator, the universe, somebody out there. But we're here, and I'm blessed again. Thank you guys for everybody. Oh, thank you. They can hear us. I'm not changing my time on Sunday. I don't need them. They're asking something, but everybody's watching and everybody can hear us. And like I said, I'm blessed to have Mr. Germán Aparicio. Like I said, he said me his little info, and I read it, and I was like, we're gonna know. He's gonna tell us a little bit about who he is, his background, and everything. But then I got some questions that I want to ask on. It's gonna be shenanigans and everything. It's storytelling time. It's fun. And any questions that you got, don't be afraid. Ask them. I can see it here. I will stop, and any question for me or for him, I will read it, and you can answer. He will answer it for you guys. But I'm gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna let the mic for Mr. Germán Aparicio. Mr. Germán, please take the mic, man.
Jesús, first of all, thank you so much. Muchas gracias a los que nos están viendo en español. Thank you to everybody who's watching us in English, of course. Mm-hmm. We speak both language, and we were having a little conversation outside the other day about how, the Hispanic and multicultural market have grown so fast.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you a little bit more about myself. My name is Aparicio, original from Panama City, Panama, way down south where the Panama Canal is. In Panama paper now.
Oh.
Okay, long time ago. A couple years ago. And basically, I've been living in Houston for the past 30 years. Houston been my home. Actually, it's my permanent home now. I could say that it's my house, basically. And I started basically in the insurance industry probably a couple of years ago, probably 18, 20 years. I don't remember. But, well, right after 9/11, because you were saying something about,
right?
Yeah, you said something about aviation, and that's the reason I started in the industry, which, we will tell you a little bit more of how that happened. And I like the concept you said about storytelling, a little bit more about how it started, when I got out from college, what I decided to, study. My first passion was baseball. That's one of the things running in my blood. After baseball, it didn't work out. So I said, well, you know what? Aviation is my second passion. Let's try aviation. Everything went well, went to school, and guess what happened in 9/11 2001?
Yeah, I know.
The aviation industry went down because, of course, due to the terror attack that happened here in the United States. And of course, I didn't finish my school. So I got to do something about it. So I decided to start working with a big corporation as a sales associate, and then I moved my way up in the management position. And I was there, and then I got introduced to the insurance industry. I was doing both. Of course, there's no conflict of interest.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I could say now because I'm not with that company any longer, but I was doing both. And I started as a part-time agent with one of the nation's largest company, which was my school. I was there for almost a couple of years, 12, 10, I think it was 10, 12 years approximately. I was with them. But one thing that I seen is that I think I was missing is what else can I do for my client? What else can I do for my community? So sometimes, we're trying to help and protect the family, and I couldn't done it because of the issue the person had. So I left it unprotected. So because that company only offered one product. So I decided to look for some other option. It took me almost 10 years to realize that I could do more with my license and help more family, in the area of insurance. So it was a good stepping stone where I was at, but it really helped me out to basically take me to the next level.
To the next level. So did you have to go through everything else school-wise for the aviation to get a license and all that?
Yes. Well, what I was doing in aviation, I was becoming what's called an AMP mechanic, airframe power plant mechanic, and that was my first step. Then after that, once I get my license, I was going to get my hours to become a pilot. What happened is back in the days, once you have your AMP mechanic license and then you complete your hours, automatically you become like a captain. So, because to become a captain, you have to have many hours of flying, right? But since you have that in your belt and you have your other hours, then you will complete it. And that was basically, the tradition, our parents have taught us in the past. Go to school, get a good job, get a good education, all that.
401.
Yeah, that's how that work. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing against that.
Nothing.
Everybody, they could do whatever they want, but that wasn't. I didn't see myself doing that after all the stuff that I started experiencing after 9/11 and back in 2007, 2008, when a lot of people lost their 401k. About to retire, so I knew some people that lost probably 40% of the retirement. Imagine losing 40% of the retirement like 2 years or 1 year before they retire. And on top of that, getting laid off. Ooh. Can you imagine that? You gave your life to a company and that happened. But like I said, nothing against that. I'm just saying.
Just saying it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just saying what I experienced. And I decided, I'm going to become independent. It's better for me to become independent and help other people become independent too.
So one of the questions that says, what kind of insurance you do?
Well, we do life insurance, we do annuities, we do finance plans. In our agency as well, I have agents that do healthcare. They do everything to do with Obamacare, Medicare, and all that in our agency. So any help you need in that kind of insurance, group insurance, we do that too.
Man, one thing that I want to know too with it, because you got to fly the planes and everything, right?
Not
No, no.
necessarily fly. The first when went to school, it was more the engineer part, more about the structure, get to know about the airframe, power plant, all the good stuff.
Imagine. Oh yeah.
After that, I was going to go to the fun part to start
To
flying.
start flying it, but then that's when
Yeah.
that all the other stuff happened, right? Oh
Yes.
man, because I always see those pilots and everything. It's like, how is that feeling? Because
It's a great feeling, but I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's a lot of hours, a lot of dedication, and I would suggest you every time you fly, say thank you to the pilot because they got your life in their hands.
that's true.
And those people, like I said, they went through so many hours, and honestly, some of them they're underpaid, and they're doing more as a passion.
Oh man, that's why every time when I before COVID and all this happened, getting in the plane, I was like myself in my mind, I was like thank God and thank the pilot or whoever was in the front that we got to land, whatever city you got, because I'm still afraid of riding the planes, even though it's faster to get than riding on a car. But I guess it's the mentality that I'm like, it plays with you, like man, if it's gonna crash or this, and it's like, what's going on? I'm like,
And it have changed because back in the days, uh, all the system was mostly run by cables because at that time they were showing you the old school. Now everything is done electronically. Everything done with computer, fly by wire, and all the stuff have changed a lot.
mm,
So now everything you connect the computer and they will tell you what's the problem. Back in the days, you have to find the problem and fix the problem. So
that
we have
is,
changed in vehicles, aviation, all the industry have changed.
and that's what when I'm out here, we're both working in different industries, but I see like if the world is changing and it's adapting to the new things like COVID and everything that happens. So what do you think that we gotta us as humans gotta do? We gotta adapt and
Correct.
move and change. Maybe not at the same as the world is doing because some people are doing it too fast, but you gotta be like this different. Like I'm not gonna move from A to B now like how it used to be 5 or 6 years. It's like, and it's a mind thing that it's like, man, like I said again in the beginning, is the struggles and everything is tough to know that a lot of people are waking up.
Definitely. Even the insurance industry have changed.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you the reason why it
Hmm.
have changed. Traditionally, people, for example, life insurance. People thought about life insurance. They, oh, I gotta die to, my beneficiary get the money and leave them well. Yeah, that's part of the life insurance. But some of the life insurance have made some changes. Have added on some riders. For example, living benefits at no cost. Living benefit basically is if something would have happened to that person, they could have access to the money before
Hmm.
they die. So, for example, for critical illness, chronic illness, terminal illness, some companies do critical accidental. So, some of those, I mean, it have changed a lot. So, that's the reason sometimes people don't buy life insurance because they say, well, I don't want to, like, for example, as a Latino, and this is what I get most of the time, most of the males say, no, no voy a comprar seguro para dejárselo al Sancho.
Ah,
It doesn't matter about leaving to a Sancho. It's about that you have a moral responsibility with your kids. So if something would have happened to you, you'd rather have your kids remember, thank my dad, they left a great life insurance to protect us, or they're going to say, Mom, have to find another boyfriend to take care of us. And I
man,
got to call them daddy. You know what I mean?
and you're right because that was my same mentality too. Like for the you were saying, oh, I don't want to get health insurance because, but it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's that we didn't have it in us to ask that question.
Correct.
Like we think we know it. Oh hell no, I'm not gonna ask them. I don't need that. Why? But when you sit down with somebody, like just recently, I had somebody, set me down and talk to me and put the options A, B, C. I'm like, holy, like now you feel like even you feel comfortable now. Like, damn, why was I questioning about it? Why don't I have it? I was like, and a question is like, how many people can you put in the life insurance? Is it just you, your family,
You
or?
could put your family, you could put your spouse, you could put your daughter, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You could add on your daughter as a rider. Occasionally, when I sit down with family members, I said, we got to protect our whole family. even los abuelitos and las abuelitas.
Oh yeah.
Because something's gonna happen, and rather be prepared or not. Because, like I said, it happened to us. It happened to my family when my grandfather passed away. I had to help with a large portion of the rural because some of the family members didn't have the money to be able to pay for that, and it's not cheap. And the saddest thing that when I see is us as a Latino, I don't see, with all respect, I don't see Caucasian in the corner asking for money when something happened. It's sad to see people with sign asking for that while maybe an insurance agent went to their house and explained to them about life insurance that they thought that they didn't need it and they need it. Right now, especially, everybody needs it because stuff could change. I mean, with all this stuff that happened with the COVID, it's going to be a lot of changes too. So people have to insure themselves. I mean, like I said, everybody needs it. Everybody, from the kid all the way to the oldest.
That's very true what he's saying. Even if you're right now, you're watching us and still asking, like, I don't need it. I don't need this. Well, just sit down with somebody. If somebody already asked you and somebody already approached you, well, let that think about it as an opportunity or whatever you want to think about it. But sit down and ask all the questions you got, because you got them all here, but you asking those questions to you. You're not an insurance guy. I'm not an insurance guy. So your questions, asking yourself that, you're like answering already. You're like, oh, I don't need it. But you don't even know how it works. That's how I used to be. So I'm letting you know, just because when I sat down, like I just recently said, I learned a lot. I was like, this is great. So now on, I ask so many questions. I don't care if people think they're stupid or whatever, but to me, there ain't no stupid questions. You learn.
You got to ask. First of all, you got to ask. And that's one of the things that I'm teaching my agents. I don't work with only one insurance company. When I started, I did. But now I work with multiple. And the reason why I'm working with multiple is because everybody's need is different. And maybe the insurance company that one agent work with doesn't fit the budget of that person. So we have to look what is the right product for that person at that time. So we basically do like a custom tailored insurance for a client so it will fit their necessity. And because stuff could happen along the way, and we can modify that. It could happen because it happened to even the best of us. It happened to clients who, for example, right now with the COVID-19, some people struggle with money, right? So some of the policies that we put in place a couple of years ago that were index universal, they skipped the payment for a couple of months and they're still insured. So some of the stuff that you could do with insurance. So we have different kind of insurance that you could fit to the need to the client along the way, and they don't have to be, left without no protection. So that's why we sit down with the client. We see their financial need. We see what's the best coverage for them. Right, we're not going to underinsure them, and we're not going to overinsure them because we don't know if that person could afford it. So, but we want to make sure that we protect them with the right product at that time they need the services.
That's why I learned that you have to have options, because I know that we all start from somewhere, and if you don't have a coach or a mentor, sometimes it's like, I just want to charge you this and that's it. And you're looking at yourself, it's like, why the hell don't I have any leads? Or why don't I have? Because you only got one thing. You cannot, everybody is different. Everybody have a different, just like I said, a different budget. Correct. So having that insurance, so say I have an insurance and then later on I start building myself more and I have more money. Can you upgrade that?
Yeah, you can upgrade. Okay. There's some clause, but you can upgrade it or you can lower it. It all depends. Like I said, there's different products that it could fit up to your needs. And that's one of the products that I use a lot in the Universal Life, and I use several companies. I don't only use one company, I do several. When I do a proposal, when I do the interview to the client, because first of all, you have to qualify. We have to check your medical history, because we're the field underwriter for the insurance company. So we have to ask questions. So we ask health question, lifestyle question, and some other questions that we ask. And based on the information, then we start saying, okay, with this company, we can do it. No, with this company, probably we can do it because this person have a persistent condition, but this company will take it because their underwriting table is better than the other one. So that's information that you have to learn from the different insurance company. That's why we go through a massive training to train our agents to make sure when they sit down with the client, offer the best product and services that the market has. Not just one product, multiple products.
Mm. So basically you're a broker, right?
Yes.
That's what somebody just said. You're a
Yes.
broker to sell all insurance.
Yes, pretty much all to do with inside my agency, life and health and annuities.
Life
Basically.
and health and annuities.
And we work with multiple carriers. We don't work with only one company. So, like I said, think about this. When you're gonna buy, especially gentlemen or ladies, when they wanna buy a dress or a suit that will fit to the perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you do a custom tailor, it's gonna cost, right?
Oh yeah.
You don't just buy. When you go to the store and you try clothes, you take your time, right?
Oh yeah.
You chop around, and then you buy, right? Don't do that with life insurance. People, the first thing they see, they buy. No, go around, check them, make sure you check everything. Like I said, all the life insurance companies in the United States are very good. Some have different, different clauses. Yeah. So you have to ask those questions. It's very important. But I work with A+ company. So there's about more than 800 insurance companies. I work with A+. I work with companies that will pay my clients quick.
So let me take you back. Sorry about interrupting. No, let me take you a little bit back. So was this something that was like you planned it out, not planned it out, but it came to be that, damn, I came in the insurance and this is something that you really love, or you have something aside that like, I want to jump into this later, maybe because this is my passion or something, or this is what you really.
Well, let me tell you something, Jesus.
Yes.
One thing that I have learned and my mother and my grandmother have taught me is that whatever you do, you have to do it with passion. Doesn't matter if you could be working anywhere. I mean, job is a job, business is a business, but you have to do it with passion. Now, this wasn't my first option, and the reason I do it with passion and going back to what happened is sometimes a tragedy have to happen for you to realize the importance of your job. So when that happened with my grandfather, I mean, at that time,
how old were you when that happened?
20-something years old.
Okay.
I mean, to be responsible for
for
a funeral expense at that age in my family,
mature.
I mean, like I said, I have family members listen to it, but to be able, I got the stock check from this company, retail company that I was working. I was a manager, and that was my first year that I got my stock check. Because I started. Somebody told me, "Hey, start investing in the company," so I invested. It was like $8,000. It wasn't bad for a 25-year-old kid. It wasn't that bad. So at that time I was married, so I was having some plan what to do with that money and all that. But that happened. Actually, that happened that year when the Super Bowl was here, the first Super Bowl in Houston. It was 2005, right?
2005, yeah.
Yeah, they was playing at the NRG Stadium.
Oh yeah, I don't remember who played, but I know that.
Well, it happened that's when my grandfather got admitted to the hospital, and he passed away a couple of weeks later. So when we have a family gathering, most of the family members, some pitch in, but some didn't pitch in. Then my grandma said, I have this saved up. I said, Mom, you can't be touched. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You can't be touched that. So I said, listen, and she already had bought the land and all that, so she donated to my grandfather. But it costs. Even to go open the tin car, to put the concrete ply, all that costs money. All the stuff costs money. So it came out to, with everything, came out to $8,000 to $9,000. I forgot how much it was. So I said, Mom, she said, no, I can't take that one. Take $6,000. So she took $6,000, and the other one was paid by some of the other family members. But then I realized how important was life insurance. But not only that, I think there was a message, and I'm going to say this first time in video because I did it on my trading a couple of months ago. When I was with the other industry, when I started in the insurance industry, they say something about whole life insurance was bad, and I was saying it was bad and all that, but I didn't know how it worked. Last year, my grandmother, I was at the house. She come in with a little envelope, and she said, "You know what is this?" I'm like, "No." I said, "It looked like something from the store." I said, "No, that's an insurance policy." What do you mean insurance policy? Yeah, I bought this life insurance back in 1970, $1,000 coverage back in the days from an insurance company that no longer exists at a Corpus Christi. Somebody else bought it because the insurance company get bought by other companies.
Oh, yeah.
So some other company bought the insurance company, and she was telling me the story, and she never had told me that until this year, or this year last year. And she said, with this life insurance, when I paid for a couple of years. When your cousin was born, I asked for a loan from the cash value and they gave it to me because your cousin was about to born and I needed the money for your aunt. But when you were gonna born the next year, she asked a loan from the cash value of the insurance and they gave it to her. So thanks to the cash value of the life insurance, I'm here. And that hit me hard because I said so much bad stuff because that was what I was taught when I started the industry, that those policies were bad. And then when I realized the benefit, I said, man, hold on. That policy actually saved my life. That policy actually is the reason why I'm here. So then I realized that's my passion. I mean, like, wow, I didn't realize I still have, I will show it to you. I will bring it to you. I got it in my office. I will show it to you because I'm about to put that in a frame, and I'm about to hang that in my office because that's going to remember me every day. The reason why I'm doing this. Thanks to that policy, I'm here.
Man, I was just listening to you and all of that. That was just power within. You know how you said it. I mean, everything happens for you, and we don't know when it happens, but. You're right. Like, you know, us as Latino, that's like you said, my mom and my grandmother used to say the same thing, you know, whatever you do, just put passion on it. And you don't know if that's going to be for you or not, but you still put the passion. You still learn something. You taking that with you and say, all right, I learned this. Just like you and myself, we've done a lot of jobs here in the U.S., like construction, all of that. And we took pride and serious. So we learned from that. So like, we kind of can go back and like, I did this.
I did that too.
Right, I did.
I did concrete brick in my native country. I mean, I was about 10 years old. I mean, it wasn't child labor. No. Actually, I said I want to learn. I want to learn how that work. And then I said, well, okay, here's $1. I said, okay, fine. Let's go back. Go get us some candy or something. But bottom line is, some of the stuff, you know, you have to learn it. You have to learn it. But whatever you do, you have to do it with passion. You have to do it with passion. Every single job. And if you don't like it, go find another job. Go find something that you really like. Don't just change your time for money. Change it for something that you're really passionate about it and think about it. If you do it with passion, money will come.
Yeah.
What money will come?
And we're not a tree. We're not stuck to somewhere, so you can move.
Definitely. And that's what I said. I'm not married to only one insurance company. I'm married to multiple. So I got different wives. So I'm not faithful with one insurance company.
You heard him right here live, man. He has 4 wives.
No, I'm not.
Nobody.
When it comes to life insurance,
no, I know. Yeah.
When it comes to insurance, I have multiple because bottom line is, I have to help my clients. I have to find their needs. So I cannot just sell them one product because that's the product. I want to be doing what is good for them. Every company have the right to market their product. But we have to market the product that is right for the clients. What does it fit their need? And a lot of times, especially in the Hispanic market, because of their immigration status, don't qualify, but they do qualify. There's some status that they could qualify for. For instance, insurable interest. Insurable interest could be a kid. If you have a kid, that's insurable interest. If something would happen to you, who's going to protect your kid? So that's an insurable interest. You could buy life insurance to protect that. You are married too, or you have a business. That give you. I mean, sometimes as a Latino, they don't want to approach or don't want to investigate because they think that it's negative. And no, it's not negative. Actually, they will see and say, "Wow, at least this person is protecting their family. They're not a carga pública like they say in Spanish. No, because they're really protecting their family."
Wow. Let's get a little bit about something that we talked about before we got in here. We go back to the insurance right now. I know that you said you were in keto, and I was like, I've been listening to it. It's just like everything. You listen here and there, and you're like, is it true? Is it not true? Is it bad for you? But us as humans, our bodies are different, so we take it in different. So when we blame it on diet, don't blame it. It's like saying I'm gonna blame it on him because my insurance is better than him. No, you cannot blame. Everything is different. You gotta understand how it works on you. But has it been working on you with the keto? How long? When did you start it? And how long have you been in it?
Okay, when did it start? I started keto back last year in the beginning, soft launch, that I call it. I'm like, okay, back and forward, back and forward. But back when I came back from the Disneyland trip last year, I was on my heaviest, close to 400 pounds, 400 and something. I didn't want to weigh myself, 400 and something. I was close to 5XL to 6XL shirt.
Wow.
Size 54 in pants. Okay? So I decided to investigate. And one of the things that I always have done is I always investigate first. So I started reading about how keto worked, the pro and con. So I prepared myself. I planted the seed. How I planted the seed? Started changing my eating habits. So as a good Latino, you have to take tortilla, bread, you have to take rice, all the good stuff out. So I did that. So I said, well, if this is gonna work, if I have to eliminate this, it really work, I'm gonna eliminate it for 2 months to see if it really worked. I saw a change, 20 pounds, like, hey, I like this. I started seeing energy. 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. I'm like, hold on, I'm getting to love this. It's not a diet, it's just a change in eating habit. That's all it is.
Mm.
I didn't start myself to that. I did some intermittent fasting to be in a better ketosis. But I got to a point that I started losing so much weight and so much energy. I'm telling you. That energy that I end up going to the gym in the morning and afternoon. Because of the energy that I have. And you have to burn that out.
You do, yeah.
So you have to burn that out. So I went down and the most I have lost is 145 pounds. Now I went up just a little bit because I went to Mexico.
Yeah.
When we go to Mexico,
Yeah.
Mexico, we can avoid that. But I just got back into ketosis this week and I could start seeing the change. You already start feeling your body. You start learning how your body works. So when you start getting that energy and all that, I'm like, okay, it's time to go. It's time to move on. It's time to start doing some stuff. So 1 hour and a half in the morning, exercise, 1 hour and a half in the afternoon. Constant. You create a discipline. Once you create a discipline, nobody will stop you. But everybody can do it. Actually, there's some great Mexican recipe with keto. Actually, all Mexican dish, mostly, are keto friendly, except the rice, the beans.
The rice, the beans.
The
tortillas? No.
Tortilla no. But you know what? They're making some tortilla and nopales, eh?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a recipe last time about tortilla made out of chicharrón. Chicharrón actually keto friendly. Carnita is keto friendly. Barbacoa is keto friendly.
I love barbacoa.
But without tortilla.
Without tortilla.
Yeah. But
Just
you could do barbacoa with aguacate and nopalito. Man, I started loving the nopalitos. I love them, man. And they're very good.
But that's something good that you said, because I mean, it is hard for us to leave like the bread, the carbohydrates. Just we need a couple of carbohydrates in ourselves, but it's tough sometimes when you see you're like, damn, I'm not used to this. But like you said, it was a soft launch. You started kind of testing yourself, and then you started seeing 30, 40. So I'm like, that's the ding in your mind. I was like,
It worked.
It worked, and it's working for me. I'm like, it doesn't matter if it didn't work for that or whoever, but it's working for me.
And my health got better. But let's be honest, sometimes along the way, either you stumble, but I know how to get myself back. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting this. I'm calling this is the last lap for me, because from now all the way probably a couple of months is when I'm going to be in my ideal weight. I have done it. I've done half of it already. So now this is the hardest part. This is the one that have to be more intense. But I know I can do it. Because like I said, I have that willing power to do it. And like I said, I suggest everybody to start, do the research before anything else. Talk to your doctor.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah. Talk to your doctor because the keto diet is not for everybody. Because sometimes you could get a keto fever, you could get keto diarrhea, and you don't want to have a keto diarrhea, especially if I'm doing this right now. I'm like, I gotta go.
That would be crazy, right?
Oh, it'd be crazy. And sometimes the body will not hold it, it will let it go.
It will let it go.
It will let it go. You're like, what happened?
You'll be like, we're still on, don't worry about it.
It's so funny.
What's that smell?
What's
Is
that?
that, you're like, that's a keto beat. But it, like I was saying, guys, everything is, you see, you heard him a little bit about his insurance, a little bit how he did keto. Do your research. Every time you start something or you want to know something, do your research. Go to Google, read blogs, see other videos. There's so many things out there. Information is like top of the line. Everybody wants information. Information is out there for free. But then I understand now that, even putting myself in it, that there's free information, but then there's more value into it that you want to know. But that's when we're not there, that we don't want to invest. We don't want to invest on something, right?
No, you gotta invest in yourself.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I tell people. You gotta invest in yourself. And the first investment you have to do is in yourself.
Oh yeah.
In yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, who's going to invest on you? So that's one of the things that it really clicks my mind, because you got to a point that you put basically everything on autopilot, and you say, "Oh, but think about it." I'm a great believer about practice what you preach.
Yes.
So I cannot go and sit down with a client being almost 400 pounds talking to somebody about life insurance that I'm not practicing what I'm doing. Because people might think, oh, he's 400, he get insured. No, I got insured a long time ago when I wasn't 400 pounds. So you know what I mean? So I have to set up the expectation for my client. And I even have told my clients, hey, let's do it together. I pass you the diet, I give you the information, and I have helped some clients too and friends too. One of the things is I pass the information, but it's up to you if you want to take it and use it. Because like I said, the motivation has to be within. I could give you the tools to motivate yourself, but the motivation is within.
And he's right. I mean, we can help so many people, but we're not going to be there holding your hands. You have to have that motivation. It's like if me and him go to an event, and just put in an example, and we both listening to the same person. We both got motivated and inspired by everything, and then we both go to our different ways. And I go here, and that's it. It was just the motivation that motivated me, and then I'm back. Yeah. But then he just saw another. He's like, oh no, I saw a lot of things that can help me right now in my life or in my business. You know what? I'm going to take action and do that. But me, in the other hand, I'm like, you know what? Oh, man, it just motivated me at that time. Now what do I do?
Correct.
So it's that, when you get it, you read books or anything, guys, take action. See what you read, what somebody told you, and take it front. Don't just read it to read, because you're just wasting money for just to read.
Now you talk about books and about reading. One of the things that we as a human, sometimes we have to go back to the human manual. You know what is a human manual? It's right there.
The Bible?
Yeah.
Look at that guy. I have 2 Bibles too here.
That's a human manual, how to operate it.
How to operate it, that's true.
Basically, you go there. And like I said, sometimes, the power of God is so amazing. Sometimes you could be feeling something, just open it. And believe it or not, you open it, and he will tell you something like, what? Because he know you. Sometimes we have to get back into it.
And he's right, because I have this at home, and then in my bed, I have one that I open it and I sleep with it open. And sometimes I look and I open it, and then I'm like, let me read a little bit. I'm like, what the hell? Even my devotion books and my books that they have for scripture, I read them and I open them like every day. Like every day I read one today, and it's like somewhere in there, it's like, it's for you. It meant for you. But like, again, either you're going to take action with it, or you're just going to be like, it's just there. Meh.
Like I said, like we said in Spanish, somos tercos.
Somos tercos, sí.
Somos tercos, pero sometimes we have to stumble and get up and keep moving.
Keep moving.
And like I said, that's the most powerful manual that you could have.
And that's
a lot of books been written based on that.
It's true. Yeah.
Based on that. And like I said, sometimes it's not rocket science. We cannot reinvent the wheel. So like, I'm going to give you an example. Now, everything happened with the pandemic. a lot of my agents start getting frustrated. What are we gonna do? I said, what are we gonna do? We're gonna innovate ourselves. What do you mean we're gonna innovate ourselves? Basically, what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk to client because this is the new thing, so we have to adjust. There's people that have been doing it for so many years, doing life insurance or final expense over the phone, over video. Why we don't do that? I mean, we could do it. Then for them, it's icing on the cake. It's already like better for us.
Better for us.
More people to help. So either you innovate yourself or not. And that's one of the things that I mean, it's not that I want to be selfish, but I tell people when I present something and that I want to share it to grow, and they say, oh no, that's it. And then my mind said, more for me. More for me. And the reason why it's more for me because not everybody want to do this stuff. You know? Some people, just want to live in their comfort zone. And you try, you push it. Sometimes they drain your energy so much that you're like, man, but I stopped doing that. And the reason why, because everybody have the opportunity to do it. It's up to the person to take it or leave it. And like I said, I'm always very clear and transparent with all my agents, with my clients. When I sit down with my client, if I see a policy that is really good, I don't even change it. I don't even touch it. But if I see there's something that we could do better for the client, I let them know how and why. I even have called all the agents and said, listen, the policy that you have done for the client is not for the best interest of the client. And they said, what do you mean? Because this, and this, and this. They said, you're right. So well, come work with me. I'll show you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, or change the client to a better policy. Now, if they cannot change it because they only work for one company, they're captive, I said, listen, I got to do what is best for the client. So we have to switch this policy. So I just want to make sure, let you know, so you could be aware and the reason why I'm doing it.
And that's what people like, like you said, it doesn't have to be insurance, but the trust that you out there and you give them those options, you give them the better options, and you're explaining them all. Because I heard you on the phone last time, you were in Spanish, and I was like, oh, he knows what he's doing. Because you're giving that lady this, and this, and this, and explaining. Now, by doing that, you eliminate it.
Correct. And that's what I told my agent. I said, listen, sometimes we could explain, especially for us as a Hispanic, we have to explain in detail. And we have to show them what it's going to do for them, the benefit, and the reason why they should have this product. And that's go for everybody. Not just buy and say, oh, I just bought a life insurance or I buy health insurance. That's another thing about it. People don't realize when they come to health insurance, there's some benefit that you could do by just paying a little bit more, but people don't just want to pay. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So they just buy whatever, zero copay and all that, but they don't understand how that works. You have to have an agent who teach you how that works so you can maximize your insurance too. Now the insurance companies are bad. They just have different product.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is you have to have an agent that know their product, explain it really good.
And this is how I see it too. Then I give examples. It's like you were saying, not every insurance is, not all of them, none of them are bad. It's like saying you like McDonald's, but I like Burger King.
Correct.
There's nothing bad about it that you like McDonald's. I'll be like, hey, you know what? You invited me to McDonald's, but truthfully, I'm telling you truthfully, I don't really like it. Now you understand what I don't like. So you put yourself on a situation that through life, through obstacles and everything is great, but everybody's different. Everybody likes it different.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Go ahead.
This is a Texas war. Now that you mentioned something about burgers.
Oh.
When I was doing my keto, we have a great establishment in Texas that sell the best burger. You know what I'm talking about, huh? Whataburger.
Woo!
Right?
I'm getting that tonight.
All right. But when it comes about my keto, In-N-Out have a protein burger. That In-N-Out and then Whataburger cannot cater. So I gotta look I love my burger from my local state, but the other company offers something that is for my best interest.
There we go.
So I go and buy that protein burger from them, animal style with all the bell and whistle, and that's what But like I said, I cannot be loyal to that at that point. Now maybe when I lose all that weight, I go back and eat me a great Whataburger. But at this point, it's not for my best of my interest for my diet.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to make adjustment, and that's in life too.
Mm-hmm. So I hope that you got that message, that you see it that way. Put examples that, because we as Hispanics, is like you said, you gotta tell us everything. ABC, or we're not gonna join. You know how we are tacos and stuff like, oh no, man, no, I gotta hear from Tia, over here and see and this and that, and this is like.
I'm gonna give you an example. At that time when they come approach me about life insurance or insurance itself, they said, "Oh no, because my tia had insurance and the insurance company didn't pay." I said, "Okay, what's up? They didn't pay? Oh, this and that." I said, "Well, explain to me because I need to know. I need to find out because I need to find out if they did something wrong." So when they come to the bottom part is that person didn't do the paperwork right, or the person lied on their application. So sometimes it's not the insurance company. Like I said, they're protecting a person, a loss in the near future. So they have to ask all the questions. And sometimes as an agent, we have to ask every single question. Especially a lot of Hispanics have call them the three pre-existing condition combo, which is diabetes,
Yep.
high cholesterol, because we love our sugar, and high blood pressure. There you go. So I call it the three combo. So when and pretty much I know all the medication what it work for, don't work for, because you learn the system. Like, okay, this medication. Okay, how many medications take? 2. Okay, fine. I see people taking 5 medications for high blood pressure, 2 for cholesterol, diabetes, insulin, and metformin. I'm like, what? Really? I'm seeing people taking like 90 units. I'm like, they really don't love themselves.
No.
I mean, high units. And the reason why, because like I said, us as a Latino, we like our bread, we like our sugar, we like our chocolatito, we like our good stuff. But sometimes we have to, hey, slow down on that. And it's true. Huh?
Tres leches. Oh,
not enough for me right now.
No. But that's it's good. How we out here learning and everything with Herman and what he does, his story and everything. And it's just it's that's what it is about. I know I listen to a lot of different podcasts, and all of them are good. All of them have different the themes about what they talk, and I listen to them when I was driving here in the morning. I was listening to one, and I got so into it that I forgot that I was already here. I was just parked in the parking lot, dude, but I couldn't go because it was like it meant to me for me to listen to that message before coming in here. And that message, it comes to me, and I'm like, okay, that's helping me today. That's gonna help me today, either in the interview or either after that when I get back to work, and it's gonna help me. And that just it uplifts me. I know a lot of people audio, a lot of people are visual, so that's good. You don't have to be tell people like, no, you gotta watch this video, you gotta watch the video. No, but I'm mostly audio, and that's perfectly because out of my podcasts, they're not only visual, they're out there for audio, man. A lot of people ask me, hey, can you send me your Apple or Spotify, whatever you're listening to? Like, yeah, here you go. And yet they listen to the audio when they're running or everything. So that's the best part of it.
And the best part, I like what you're doing, Jesus. You really, connected with other entrepreneurs and bringing the information, especially to us. And one of the things that, like I said, everybody right now are talking about politics, right? Everybody talking about COVID. Hey, I put that on the side. Sometimes I say, you don't watch the news. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The only news that I'm waiting is for Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Everybody else, I mean, because why? I don't want to have more high blood pressure, negativity, this and that. No, I don't want none of that.
We don't want that, man. It's just like, how are we here? Yes, we might touch in bases with COVID or what he thinks about and stuff like that, but that's fine because we're going through life, his life experiences. We're seeing what happened.
Definitely.
We are going through it, but we're not gonna be here talking about it all day because you go home and that's what this on TV.
Oh yeah, believe it or not, the last debate, because somebody said, you should watch. I was like, okay. I turned it on. Both debates, the first one. When I see the first question they open, boom, I turn it off. I don't want to listen to it. The last one, I was in the middle. I heard it, boom, turn it off. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna do my personal research and see what is best for my country and what is best for my family and for the future. I'm gonna do the research. And like I said, the vote is secret, but I'm gonna do my research.
Yeah.
Do your research, people. Do your research. If you have the power to vote, because that's your constitutional right, do your research. Don't let whatever the media or whatever advertisement. No, do your research. Go back to the books. Start reading. Start seeing the pro and con. See what they're bringing to the table. And you think that's the best for your family? Go for it. Nobody gonna judge you. Don't let nobody judge you. It's like one time, even family members said, "Oh, this and that." I said, "Listen, it's my constitutional right to vote whoever I want."
Whoever you want.
Now you're telling me, "Oh, because this and that." I said, "I'm sorry. If you're saying that, it's basically taking my right as a person because you don't like that person or I don't like that person. No, let me do my right as a human being of this nation. Let me do my right and let me do my vote." And that's the reason there's a ballot and it's secret.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you who I'm going to vote for. That's none of your business.
No.
That's my business. Okay? So, like I said, do your research first.
Oh yeah, always do your research, man. Don't let nobody. Just like my brother. I mean, that's because my brother, he's gonna go vote, but he already told me who he's gonna vote for. But I mean, that's
I'm gonna tell you why. He shouldn't tell you.
I know. I told him that, but he's like, I don't even want to talk about who and what, right? But to me, and I know yourself too, it's like, no matter who wins, they're not gonna change our lives. They're not gonna change us.
We have to change our life,
right?
You see, that's what I love this country because of free enterprise. There's a check and balance. So whoever say, "Oh, we can achieve the American dream," BS. We can't. We can't. It's up to us. Everybody have the same amount of time, the same oxygen that we breathe.
Oh yes.
Everybody do, but it's your time how you use it. It all depends how you use your time. Because if you don't use your time wisely, that's your problem.
That's your problem.
That's your problem. That's your problem. And people tell me, "Oh, I don't have time." I'm like, okay, tell me your day. When people tell me about keto, I say, "Tell me how your day is." I let them speak. And they say, "Well, I'm going to work 10 to 5. Okay. And then I say about my work mentality, 10 to 5. Start.
Oh, yeah.
10 to 5. And then I got to cook dinner. Okay. Cook dinner, blah, blah. And then this and that. I like, okay. That's 14 hours. Where's the other 10 hours? Oh, I sleep. 10 hours? Really? Oh, no, I do this and say, well, let me break it down to you. Out of all the stuff you tell me, you didn't even have quality time with your family, so don't give me that. First of all, no quality time with your family. Number one, you are messing up there.
Yep.
Second of all, you're wasting time doing some other stuff. Not nurture yourself. Okay? So if you can sleep for 6 hours to 7 hours, work for 8 hours, that's still about 14 hours.
Yep.
Then you have 2 hours for your kids, 1 hour to whatever you want to do with your husband, 2 hours, whatever you want to do with your husband or wife, whatever you want to do. All right, and then reading or whatever. Then you still have another 8 hours to sleep. So don't tell me you don't have time to do exercise. No. 1 hour a day that you could do exercise just to walk half a mile, that's what you need to start. So if you don't put yourself first, who's going to do it for you? Yep. You have to do it for yourself. So find the time. That time is there. It's just that you don't want to admit it, that you're lazy and it's also like
yeah. And he's right, because even though we're talking about this, we were in the same situation. I can tell you that I used to, when people used to tell me, it was like, and I don't have time. Now I realize that all that I don't have time is wrong. Because I was like, I don't have time. And I was watching 5 hours of TV.
Correct. And I'm running an office. I'm running a business. I'm doing my keto. I'm helping my agents. I'm helping my clients. And I got to do all that. But you have to grind. I mean, I try to get to bed no later than 10 o'clock to be up at 5 or 6. So I could have at least my 6-7 hours good to sleep.
The same.
And then ready to go. Because whoever get up early is going to win the race. So people say, well, they work. I mean, the rich people. I mean, they wake up at 4:30, read a book, go to the gym, go to work, do their activity, go back, and all that. It's a discipline they created. We could create the same discipline. Like I said, we have the same time, we have the same oxygen. The only thing is they use this more wisely.
Yep.
And we got to start using this more wisely.
Yep.
And sometimes we let this control ourselves.
Yes.
We have to be very smart what we do, especially time. Time don't forgive us.
Nope. And we never gonna get it back.
No, we
never get it at the
never
time.
get it back.
Never. So realize whoever you meet, whoever you collaborate, use that time wisely.
Definitely.
Use it wisely. Don't say that it was a waste of time. No. Because with that talk or with that collaboration you made that day, whoever you met new, something's gonna happen. Maybe not there and then, but maybe 3 months from there, maybe years later. And maybe it's gonna be something big. You never know.
Definitely.
Oh man, before we even finish, I want you to tell the audience something positive today, just to uplift them, out there with everything that is happening out there. Something comes from your heart.
Something that comes from my heart. One of the things that I realized today, this morning when I went to go do my medical check, and I made the time because I said I gotta check myself if I want to do all this stuff in the long run.
Yep.
And talking to my doctor and all that, it hit home because he told me some stuff that really hit home when it comes as a personal from a person in the long run. Because like I said, now I want to get his advice. This is a new doctor. I want to get his advice about what will be the next step of my keto diet, so I could maximize it to the fullest, but at the same time on the professional way. Because I was doing my way. Now I incorporate a doctor because they're good at the stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I incorporating. He was telling me all the good stuff. If we don't try and we don't begin, we're never really going to know how it's going to end. So the first thing that I recommend everybody is try. Do the first step. Whatever it is, do the first step. And like I said, I love this country. I love what they have done to me. To me, it's my home now. Been living in this country for 30 years. Been all over the United States. And sometimes it's difficult to see people that live in this country and they don't even know where's Galveston at. Or they even don't know, haven't been to San Antonio. You know what I mean? So close.
I know, that's true.
And I mean, I said, man, how that happened? They didn't have time because people sometimes they work so hard they forget about themselves. You have to give yourself some time, your time, because you cannot give time to somebody if you don't give to yourself. And you have to give to yourself so you can be able to give the best of you.
You do.
Yeah.
You
so,
do.
Like I say, if you have more question about insurance, let me know. You have my website, you got my social media. If you want to know more about keto, let me know too, because I'm here to help people too.
Oh yeah.
I'm here to. I mean, like I said, obesity is something that, as a Hispanic especially, we have to tackle. We really have to tackle that. And let's be honest, believe it or not, if all this stuff get reduced, cost of insurance go down too.
That's true.
Which is good. So, like I said, it all depends on yourself. But if you have any question, please let me know. It was great to be here, bro.
No, thank you
so much for the opportunity. And like I said, I'm here to help, and that's basically what I do. I'm passionate what I do. Everything that I do, I'm passionate about.
Yep. And I know, guys, we had some difficulties at the beginning, and I know that I was watching here, but we gave a great value. I know that since I'm barely using that camera, it was it was going out and then coming back in, even though you were watching us, but we're still here. We still give that value. That's what I tell people. We're going live. Shit's going to happen. I mean, I interviewed somebody and it happened the same thing, but that's because I had the right battery, and I got the right battery, but it's the first time I'm using it with the right battery connecting there. So now it did that. So, I mean, things are going to happen, but I just want technology. It's going to happen. Don't beat yourself up. We're still here. we're still giving that great value. Like I said, anything you need from him, any help from the insurance, from the keto, anything, he's there. And the video is already there. It's gonna be there in his page, so he can share it. I'm gonna share it too, and we can comment below there any information and any comment that you got or any question that you got. We can still go back there and answer it.
Now, if you want, if any of your viewers
Yeah.
have some information about any of the topic we spoke about today, make sure to send me a message to my personal Facebook at Aparicio Rios.
Okay. Yeah.
They could send it to me as a message, or if they do a comment, I check the comments and go ahead and send them a message.
All right. Did you hear that, guys? And like I said, it's live. Don't beat, even if you're starting and something like this happens to you, don't beat yourself up. It's like he just said, it's technology. But the most important thing is that message. Did you get it? Did you wrote it down? Did you put it down in your phone? Is it going to help you? Is it going to help somebody out? That comes from your heart. And whatever you do out there today, man, just go.
Sure. Make sure we share this, because this message could be for somebody who really need it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest today. Something happened today when I was coming over here, and this is hard. And maybe correct me if I should or should have not done it. I was driving I-45. You know where's I-45, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know, between Cross Steamer and Airline, there's an entrance. There's an overpass.
Yep.
Entrance. Right below is grass, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I saw a kid. I said kid. With the hoodie. And I'm like, first of all, you said he should not be there. And it looked like, the border, like he was about to jump. And, you start connecting that, like, why these kids do? I don't see no vehicle damage or anything like that. I said, why he's doing there? The first thing it came to my mind is call emergency. That's what I did. I mean, like I said, I'm saying this live.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what could be in the mind of that kid. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
So I called. I gave the information. Hopefully nothing happened. Hopefully the authority got there on time. But that's the first thing that came in my mind, because all the stuff that's happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
So you think that was a good thing, or?
No, it was good. Okay. Because the same thing I would have done, like, some of them are already
messed up, because the overpass was on the top. And I would have caused the traffic.
You would have caused traffic.
I would have caused not traffic, an accident. And I would have injured somebody else. So what I did is, along the way, I stopped at the theater and made that call to the authority to go check it out. I mean, like I said, hopefully they went and did their job.
No, you did. I would have done the same thing, because in our mind is like, either what is he doing there? What is it going to happen? Is it something bad? Is it something good? Is it him? Does he want to jump in, or does he want to?
You can see the intention.
The intention.
You can see the intention, because, like I said, it was kind of like the movie. You're driving and you're looking at the person eye, and you're like, why is he doing that? Because it could be a family member, it could be anybody. I mean, like I said, hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's not that.
No.
Hopefully it's not that what I'm thinking. But I still call authority, because that is not a spot for a person to be at.
No.
It's not a person. I mean, it's not a spot.
No, so that was a good intention. That's the best word right there to say, intention. It don't matter what other people you would tell them, because some people would tell, oh, you did wrong. You don't know him. Why do you care?
Well, he's a human being.
He's a human being. That's what. Like you said again, let's go back to the human manual.
He's a human being. I mean, yeah.
It doesn't matter if what's going on. It's just that you did something right, and that felt great today. Like to the day, it felt good today. Woo, man. I know this is not going to be the last time we're going to do an interview, guys. So we're going to keep on doing more and different ones, probably even shorter ones, funny ones. Like I said, it's storytelling time, but it's something that we're out there helping and giving you great value. Either you take it or not, that's, like we said, it's up to you.
Oh, I could go back in a couple of weeks and see how many more pounds I have lost.
Oh, see? And then we just talk exactly about keto. And then maybe he could bring some notes or anything. We can
maybe I can challenge you.
Yeah. Hey, see, we can challenge it. Oh, man, that's going to be crazy, man. I think I can do it. I know. That's fine. I really do want to lose some weight. I just went to the doctor yesterday, and he's like, you're 240. I was like, oh, but you're 5'10". I said, yeah, but I still want to lose some weight. Not just. Yeah. Imagine me.
Acá como la roca.
Next time you're like, is that Jesus? Nah.
Yeah, it's all fat.
Man, I was like, not just lost 50 pounds on what? Keto.
There you go.
Thank you guys. But I mean, thank you. Like I said, any question or anything, put the comments below and we'll get to you. Trust me. I always look at the videos again and go through everything and share it. And if you got a value or anything, that's what we just ask. Go share it. There's no fee or anything for it right there. You just go share it. Someone's going to learn something new. Thank you, Herman.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's get it. Let's keep on having an amazing Wednesday. And your boy from the Push Power to Power show, Jesus Ortiz, we're out.